Holy moly, Crossroads. It's good to be back. It's week 2. Welcome to Crossroads Football Live. I'm Sports Director Gino Perez, and I'll be your host tonight. We have a lot planned for you tonight, starting off with highlights. But first, before we get to that, let's go to Tanya Chalikian, and she has your latest on your game of the week in Industrial. Tanya?
Coach, what a game you guys went back and forth. Talk to me about tonight's performance for your team.
Well, first of all, it could have gone either way. We know that we got a lot of work to do. Too many turnovers, those kind of things. We're obviously happy for a win, and we're proud of the boys. You know, keep stepping up. And we had 3 sudden changes that we had to, you know, kind of show some grit. And I thought the kids did a good job there. Industrial's got a good ball club. I expect to see them deep in the playoffs, and they're very classy, good young men. They've got a good coaching staff and good people here. You know, we know we're very fortunate. We went back and forth, like you said, and we're just thankful to be a part of it.
And Coach, what do you have to say about your defense today?
Well, I'm real happy. There's, you know, I think we held them, you know, to 64 yards or something like that, or what I've heard. I haven't even looked at the official stats. But on the night, I thought we did pretty good. And but, you know, it takes everybody. Our offense was kind of struggling, taking care of the ball, but the defensive side kind of stepped up, and I'm very proud of that fact.
And Coach, speaking of your offense, what did you like that you saw this week that you didn't see last week?
Well, you know, one thing was a little grit. You know, I thought our offensive line played a little grittier up front. You know, we still got to, you know, throw and catch the ball better. Some of that's due to Industrial's defense doing a great job. They did a heck of a job defensively on us tonight. They had a good defensive plan, as a matter of fact. And, you know, it's a learning experience. I thought, you know, the offense, you know, they struggled, but I could see them fighting. I could see that, you know, that they kept fighting, and there was no quit in them. And I thought we played a pretty gritty game overall.
Well, thank you so much, Coach, and congratulations. Gino, back to you.
Thanks, Tanya. If y'all didn't know, Hallettsville did get that win. And the once-ranked Hallettsville Brahmas running out of the tunnel, preparing to test their skills against the number 6 team in the state, the Industrial Cobras. In the middle of the first quarter, Hallettsville was driving down the field, but penalties and tackles for losses by Industrial's defense put them on the line of scrimmage at the Industrial 27-yard line. And look at that pass. What a pass and catch by Matthew Davis there. And what a great catch by Price Pruitt for the touchdown. And that made the score 6-0. And then that extra point there would make it 7-0. Here we go, taking the handoff. And shortly after the second quarter began, Industrial with another drive with an outstanding run by Clay Martin, telling these players to get out of here. And a long field goal here would be there, and that would be a Brock Drate to make it 35 yards, and it would be good. And like I said, Hallettsville would get the win 28-24. And Tanya is going to be speaking with head coach Jamie Dixon of the Industrial Cobras. Tanya?
Coach, what a game you guys had today. Sadly, you guys got the short end of the stick, but you guys went all the way back and forth. Talk to me about that and your team's performance tonight.
You know, it was a gutty performance. I'm proud of our kids. You know, I tell them all the time, they win ball games, I'll lose them. So, I mean, they did a good job. Our kids fought hard. Hats off to Hallettsville, Coach Penzick. They do a good job and just came up short tonight.
And Coach, what would you have liked to see on your offense tonight?
We just got to get gelled. You know, we're replacing some guys, and we're asking some young guys to step up, and they're going to. I mean, for a lot of them, this was their second varsity game, and it's against a great ball club. And so, I mean, we got to use the rest of the non-district to get those guys gelled and going, and, you know, we'll see what it takes. But, you know, we're going to be all right. I mean, sometimes you learn a lot more from a loss than you do a win.
Coming into tonight's game, Coach, what were your expectations? Was this the outcome you were looking toward?
No, I mean, I want to win every game. I want to win them all. I expect to win them all. So that was my expectation. It was to win. And, you know, every time we come out here, I want our kids to play hard, execute well, and give it all they got. And sometimes you come out on top, sometimes you don't. I mean, but like I said, we lost tonight. We're going to come back tomorrow morning. Coaches, get ready to go. And we practice Monday morning at 8 a.m.
Well, thank you so much, Coach, and good luck next week.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Gina, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Tanya. We appreciate that. Now, after halftime, Industrial would return a fumble for a touchdown, but would still trail Hallettsville after the third quarter. Another fumble recovery would be costly for the Brahmas as Matthew Davis would take the ball 57 yards and the lead 24-21, and Hallettsville would wind up winning the game in the final minutes, and as you can see, 28-24 there. Well, don't go anywhere because we have a lot more coming up in the show, so grab a snack or a drink, but we'll be right back.
Make your summer last during the Ford Labor Day sales event. Now is still a great time to buy a Ford. Choose from our F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 44 years, and from the freshest lineup of SUVs in America. It's the Ford Labor Day sales event. Drive one, buy one today. Just announced. Get a new F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months, plus complimentary maintenance. See your best in Texas Ford dealer.
Palace Bingo is open and our customers' health is our main concern. We installed UV lights in our building for your safety. These UV lights kill harmful germs in the air and combat COVID-19. Plus, our employees have masks on, hand sanitizer stations are available, and we have plenty of room for each of our guests to enjoy. We also sanitize the hall after each session. And don't forget, our UV lights keep the air clean. Palace Bingo, where friends meet friends and friends win money.
Where friends meet friends.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
Welcome back to Crossroads Football Live, and we're going to head down to Refugio, where it was all Refugio in the first half at Bobcat Stadium as they welcome their opponent George West and their new stadium to the home game since 2019. This was their first home game. Crowds and fans were happy, and look at this touchdown by Jordan Kelly there. And here we go to the highlights. Give a little high five there. Hesseltine back to pass, throwing it over to the side. Number 4 catches it easy for the other touchdown for the 23-yard TD right there. Bobcat offense continued to put the pressure with a 12-yard touchdown and putting the Bobcats up 14 points early in the first quarter. Special teams would also put on a show with a nearly 40-yard return down the sidelines to put the Bobcats near the 10-yard line, and Bobcats would follow it up with a nice 18-yard run to put them near the 18-yard line. And Jordan Kelly right here just doing what he does, scoring touchdowns, and that would be as they got their 4th touchdown of the game on the nearly 35-yard pass, and that game would be 28-0. But here we go, the final score would be 55-8 over the George West Longhorns. Now also the stands were packed tonight at Memorial Stadium in Victoria for the first home game of the seasons for the Warriors. There, some of the seniors were dressed up, and here Beeville went on board first with Isaiah Gonzalez exploding up the middle for a 30-yard touchdown, 7-0 Trojans. And West would answer right back with a bomb from Jeremiah Baldwin to Giandre Fillmore for the 50-yard throw and catch, and he would get brought down right outside the 15-yard line. Next play, Dion Green takes the handoff 15 yards to the house, untouched, tying the score at 7. This is still the first quarter, by the way. Gonzalez, for the second time, hits the sideline. See you later. Trojans would regain the lead. After a penalty by the Warriors, Trojans would go for 2 and get it. So after one quarter, 15-7 Trojans. And after in that game, Beeville controlled the clock by running the ball, and West tried their best to run the hurry-up offense, and they would prevail, winning the game 41-22. Now the other team in Victoria, the East Titans, went down to Alice to try to get their first win of the year. Number 3, Jaden Williams, with a nice scramble outside of the pocket there, running it to the right, making a man miss, and taking it to the sideline with a nice run there. Got to show the band off. I mean, why not? On the sweep play to the left here, and he's going to make no, he gets hit, and he makes a good run, but he gets blasted for it. Here we go, more video of the band. And this was the Jaden Williams show, I'll tell you, tricking the camera, tricking everybody out there for the 1-yard quarterback run, 7-0. And Jakarian Giles comes up with a big play right here, big first down reception, just getting past the 1-yard mark, making that touchdown. Oh, the fans there, they have to be pretty disappointed. Jaden Williams scrambling again, using his feet. He's shrugs one off, running down the sideline. He's pointing, he's directing traffic, cut inside, and he's gone with the 50-yard touchdown by Jaden Williams. What a play by him. Keep stomping, young fella. And Victoria East Titans would get that win 35-16 for their first win of the year. Now let's head down to Port Lavaca as the Calhoun Sand Crabs take on the Stafford Spartans. The Spartans marching down the field until Spartans get a bad snap, and he's driving backwards, throwing it off his back foot, and it's intercepted. Calhoun comes up with a big pick by Mintway. Next drive, quarterback Jacob Laughlin hands it to fullback right up the middle, number 42, Cortland Curley, where he rumbles down the field. Get out of my way, takes it inside the 15-yard line. First play of the second quarter, fullback Curley again punches it in for the Sand Crabs, making it 6-0. That would be, they would miss the field goal after that. 3 minutes left in the first half. Laughlin gives it back to Tony Hesley right here. Dramatic pause to the left side, cuts up the middle, makes the man miss. See you later, safety. Good block by the receiver right there. That would make it 14-0 right before halftime for the Sand Crabs. Now the Calhoun Sand Crabs, this would be a close one, 21-14, and Calhoun will play El Campo next week. We got a spoiler for you coming up after that. Now on to the Division 4A, 2A, Division 2 top 10 showdown in Wimberley as the number 10 Cuero Gobblers faced off against the number 3 Wimberley Texans. At the first quarter, Texans looking to score as Cash McCullum would try to punch it in, but he would fumble. And then Terry Rosette, you know what, I'm just gonna drop it and throw it 99 yards all the way down. Is he gonna make it? Let's just watch. Oh, and he gets tackled inside the 5. But you know what? I'm sure they'll take it in from here. Terry Rosette tosses it to the right, and he could have walked in. Good run right there to Tyson Williams, making it 6-0 in the first quarter. The Gobblers defense would continue to smother the Texans as they would force the Texans to turn the ball over 5 times. This one included right here with a nice pick over the middle. And later in the first, Terry Rosette just doing what Rosette does, hands it over and just let the other man work. Jason Belvin for the 48-yard touchdown, making it 13-0 in just the first quarter. And Cuero would go on to win that one. Newly ranked number 10 Yoakum is going to have to face against Cuero coming up pretty soon. Cuero would win that one 21-3. And the newly ranked number 10 Yoakum Bulldogs have its first home game of the season against the Smithville Tigers. Yoakum's defense started quick, sacking Smithville's quarterback on the first play of the game there. They're all hyped up. And later in the first quarter, Kevin Smith hands it off to number 4, hits the sideline, turns on the speed, and gets in for the score, 6-0 Bulldogs. In the second quarter, Jaden Jones would find the end zone once again. He just loves that sideline, making people miss, and hops into the end zone, 13-0 Bulldogs after a fumble recovery. The Bulldogs back in scoring position, and oh man, he's just going in all the way to the left side, scoring again. That would make it 20-0 through the second, and Yoakum would have control of that game, 27-3 over the Smithville Tigers. And we might as well announce that next week's game of the week will be the Cuero Gobblers versus the Yoakum Bulldogs. Now let's try to get through all these scores here. Edna Cowboys versus the Bay City Black Cats, or excuse me, right here, Bay City Black Cats versus Edna Cowboys, 31-13. Edna would win that game. On to Shiner. Shiner just does what Shiner does, 41-0 over Blanco. And nothing really. But the biggest announcement of the day is the El Campo Rice Birds fall to Fulshire. Now, Fulshire is a big 5A school, but they still lose that game. Ganado Indians, they come back after a loss last week, and now Tidehaven is 1-1, 21-14 in that game. Palacios lose 0 over to Consolidated, 21-0. Oh, guys, I'm out of breath. That was a lot, and I hope you enjoyed it. But don't worry, we'll be back next week with more Crossroads Football Live. Thank you.